Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Aries, to your reading, Sun, Moon, Rising, guys, with Venus and Jupiter in your planetary position, Aries. Now, this will be a little short energy check for you because right now that's what I'm doing for all the zodiac signs so that we can catch hold of the actual energy and the message around this portion in time after the full moon to see what kind of energies are going around in your life. Okay, Aries. Now you know the drill, guys. Take whatever resonates with you and leave the rest. I get the Five of Swords here. So there is some situation in your life, Aries, which is kind of um, either you're hurt, you have been hurt, you have been, there is some logical part of this story where you could have got hurt for some reason, but you haven't spoken about it, right? We'll see. But the Five of Swords can also be the energy of some kind of defeat that you are facing in your life at this point in time. Maybe you thought that you could win over a certain situation, but that did not happen. So in return, what you have got is some kind of an empty victory in your case, Aries. But we'll check to see. I call upon my spirit, my guide, my angel, my ancestors, and my divine source into this reading for Aries. And like I said, you know the drill, guys. Energies can flip, energies can be interchangeable. And if this reading is not resonating with you, then check your moon and rising, Aries. Okay, so let's see what's going on in your situation. Let's see what messages we get around this portion in time. Let's see here. Wow, we get the Wheel of Fortune and the Chariot. That's a good start, guys. Let's see here. Let's see what more you have. Okay, the Four of Cups. Somebody got exactly this kind of an energy. Who was it? Could have been Capricorn. So you might have Capricorn in your chart. If not, it is just this energy that is going around in people's life at this point in time. Okay. But the bottom of the deck is the Lovers, Queen of Swords, and this card. I'll read this card out later. Okay. Okay. We'll deal with this energy here. Now, what I'm getting, guys, with the Wheel of Fortune, of course, it's talking about a change of destiny. A change of destiny, change of abundance, money, anything in your life. A change of your cycle, basically. Where you could have been, or you are probably not being able to move from a particular situation in your life where the wheel is, you're spinning around the same cycle. The cycle is not changing for you. You're spinning around the same cycle, constantly going around in the same way, where you're not being able to really kind of manifest a complete change, a transformation, anything that calls for a close and an ending and a beginning, a close and a new beginning in life. Okay, and I'll tell you why I'm getting this. It's because of this Four of Cups. So something is telling me, Aries, that there is some kind of a situation in your life that you want to change, It could be your personal situation, it could be your professional situation, but there is some kind of a change that you are wanting in your life. Because what it looks to me is that you are doing the same thing over and over, day in and day out, right? It's like a pattern of repetitive energy. There is no break from that repetition. So in the morning, from the morning till late in the night, whatever time, you're constantly working and working on the same situations. There is no change, there is no movement, there is nothing. You're doing the same job, whether, like I said, can be indoor, outdoor, but without any kind of a new situation. And that is what you want, because with the chariot, it determines a lot of will and determination in your case. So if you're looking for something that needs to change in your life, that pattern that you're going around in your cycle of life, right? You have to have a lot of will, determination to move out of this pattern. It can be happening in the way that tomorrow morning you wake up and you tell yourself, okay, today I'm going to change the pattern. I will not do exactly the same thing as I did 2 days back or 2 months back or 2 years back. I'm going to change that, the pattern. But then something happens and you end up doing the same thing, right? So you forget about that kind of situation that you had told yourself that no, today I will concentrate or do something different. I'll break that pattern. I'll walk out of that usual pattern and I'll do something different. But then, like I said, the determination and the will to break open that pattern may not stick around with you. You're not being able to focus on your will and determination at this point in time, Aries. So you are wanting it, that's what I'm trying to say. You're wanting it, you're trying for it, you're wishing for it, but you're not getting it. You're not getting there. You know what I mean? That the change is not happening. Like it is like in a scale of 1 to 10, right? You are perhaps crossing number 4, and then the last 6 digits is where you're getting stuck to go back to number 0 and restart the whole thing, the same situation again. So you're not being able to cross a particular mark on that scale for yourself to change whatever that you are wishing changes in your life. And it's happening because of the stuck situation, guys. This is where the problem is occurring for you, Aries. Because somewhere you are feeling very lonely in yourself. You perhaps don't have friends. That's probably another thing that you want to break open. You know, you want friends, you want to have fun, you want people to collect around you, or you want to be in a collective group environment or setting, right? But you're feeling very emotionally sad about certain things in life. There is some kind of emotional apathy with your own situation or in your own situation. You're perhaps feeling very lonely. You're perhaps feeling very sad, right? Because you could be thinking of the older or the times that has gone by when you had a lot of friends, people around you, maybe relatives, co-workers, whatever that situation could be. But today, those people are not there with you. They're not with you. So you are feeling very extremely sad about the whole situation, that you have missed out or you're missing out on those opportunities that you had in your life before. right? Where you want people, you want the collective, you want to have fun, you want to enjoy, have your friends around you, go for some party, anything, right? Reunite with your community, anything that calls for a celebration in your life. But over here, what I see that you are not celebrating that story at all, right? You're not celebrating that story. You're feeling very emotionally low in yourself, right? You're perhaps even not communicating with anybody at this point in time. You're not calling people. People are not calling you, or even if they are calling, you're not answering their call. Whatever that situation, like you're not in a mood to talk. You're not in a mood to converse, right? Have that fun. Even long distance conversation can be a lot of fun if you can put the wit and humor in the conversation, and that comes from your emotions. So if your emotions are low, if you're feeling very emotionally low in yourself, obviously you are not being able to communicate. And even if you communicate, you're sounding very sad, right? So this is the situation. So that is where you need a lot of will and determination to correct your emotions in here, because your emotions are not what I'm getting, guys, is that this situation is controlling you. You're not controlling this situation. This situation is controlling you. So for you to be in the driver's seat, the chariot talks about being in the driver's seat, to say, okay, you know what, whatever it is, I'm going on my road, I'm going to take the highway, I'm going to drive at 100 kilometers speed an hour. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, I'm just giving you an example, right? But for you to do that, you need control over this situation, because this situation, if you cannot control or take control over your emotional part of the story, over your loneliness, feeling very lonely in yourself, right? Feeling very lonely in yourself, and you're feeling sad about the fact that there is nobody in your life with whom you can have talk or share something, laugh and have fun. But you have to take control of that situation, Aries. Because if you let the situation control you, you will never be able to move out of that situation. So for you to move out of that situation and change the cycle of your life, you have to be very, very strong emotionally, Aries, because this is the sign of Cancer. So you have to be very strong emotionally, right? So keep that in mind at this point in time, because there is something that is wanting to change in your life, but if you are not going to allow the change to happen, and you just keep rejecting and tell yourself, no, nothing good will come out of this situation, nothing good is going to happen, I have never had friends or never had fun before, I never had people around me, and it's going to be the same pattern, so why bother? So if you tell yourself that, you will never be able to move emotionally in the right direction. Because even if you move, you get stuck here, then again, that's what I said, it's of no use. So you have to pull yourself out of this situation, Aries, and take this card. Seriously, because this is also a learning lesson in your life. You have learned a few lessons, and that's where you have reached the Chariot, where they are telling you it's time for you to take control of your emotions, Aries. Okay, then you have the Lovers. So with the Wheel of Fortune, there is a situation in your life that could change. Some of you guys might end up getting married. Some of you guys might end up finding the love of your life. Some of you guys have already met somebody in your life and you can move forward with it, whatever that situation demands, right? But also, this change can bring about a lot of work in your life. There will be extra responsibilities, there will be extra burdens, there will be a lot of things that you probably haven't done before will be added on in your kitty, right? And that is where they're saying that there could be a lot of duality in here where you might, kind of go back and forth of whether you really want to add that extra burden in your kitty, or whether you really want to complete all the tasks that will come up with this situation here. So you might, because this is the Gemini energy, right? So you might have the duality of mind here. Like sometimes you would say, okay, I'm okay with it. I won't want to go forward, meet somebody in my life. Maybe or I have already met somebody in my life, I want to take that forward, whatever that situation is. But with that will come responsibility in your life. So if you're looking for something really seriously, Aries, you will have to take charge of that responsibility. Then you cannot tell that, oh, I want the good, but I don't want the bad. So I want the friendship, I want the relationship, but I'm not ready to carry the responsibility. That will not be the right thing to do. So if you are going to change something in your life, some pattern of your life, where you're feeling very lonely, very sad, and sitting alone and brooding over situations from your past, if you want to change and invite somebody new into your life, Aries, you will have to take responsibility for your own action. That's when the wheel will turn in your favor. Okay, but like I said, if you shirk your responsibility and you say, no, I'll just take the cream and leave the rest of the cake behind. I'm going to enjoy the cream and the cherry, but when it comes to the dough and the flour, I don't want that. That's not going to work with you. You either take the whole situation on or you don't take it at all. That's what they are trying to tell you in here. But if you, like I said, you cannot pick and choose over here. If you want situations to change, you take the whole thing or you just let it go. But don't stand in the middle and say, like I told you, oh, I can't do this. I'm too tired. I don't have time. I'm too busy. That's not going to work for you, Aries. Right? So this is what they are trying to tell you, that there is a change that is waiting to happen in your life. But again, you take the change and along with it, you take the cream, the flour, the dough and the cherry. So you take the whole cake with you. You can't pick up the cherries from the cake, eat it, and leave the rest of the cake behind for somebody to eat. Right? You pick up the whole cake. With the Chariot, you get the Queen of Swords. So there is some kind of a logical thinking process in your case, Aries. This is a Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius energy. So you could be connected with somebody like that, or this could be you getting into that energy, where you could possibly cut this off. Where, you could possibly tell people off because you were ready to move in the right emotional fashion. So you don't want people coming to you and giving you the negativity with their emotions to you. So you would want to maintain a very clean emotional slate on your plate. Right? Because with the Queen of Swords, she could be icy, she could be having a very sharp tongue, but she could also be very witty, but she will be able to tell you the truth. She does nothing but tells the truth. So if anybody is here who has caused you harm before and wants to come back and say, oh, you know what, I'm back, here I am, I want you to take that cup of love from me, you will like, no, I'm not sure that I can do that. Right? Because until you know the truth, until you understand the truth of your sorrow, you will not take that cup. You will not take the cup. So you will move. See how the situation is changing. You will move after you know the whole truth. And if you accept the truth from this situation, excuse me, if you accept the truth from this situation, that's when you'll be okay with it. Or else you're not. Right? Because the Queen of Swords, when she shows up, you have to watch. You have to watch. This person, this energy could be very blunt, right on your face, and tell you what they mean. Really, they can tell you what they mean. They mean business. Because remember, this Queen of Swords has gone through a lot of pain in her life. So she knows this pain. She has experienced this pain. So now if you come to her and tell her, oh, you know what, forget the pain. Okay, let's go get together. Let's celebrate. Take that cup of love for me. You will be like, no, hold on for a moment. Let me understand, because I have gone through a learning lesson. I've seen life. The Queen of Swords, she has seen life. She is not the Queen of Swords one fine morning. She has reached the stage of being the Queen of Swords. It's because she has gone through a lot of pain in her own situation. So now she's coming to the point of saying, I will not show you, I will not move forward with my emotions until I know the truth. My will and determination is there. I want to do it, but until I know why I have been punished in this situation, or what is the reason for having punished me in this situation, I will not move. Right? I will not move. And why? Look at this. Because you are a badass being. That's what the card says. You are a badass being, full of life, love, and possibilities. That's who the Queen of Swords is. Through this deck, may you find a path to your best self. That's what they're saying. I read it out to you. Okay, so you, like I said, badass. Okay, this is the word not from me. This is the word on the card. So you could be the badass here, Aries. You could be. Right? Because like I said, you have experienced that severity of pain in your life, so you know the truth. And anybody who comes forward and says anything else to console you or make up for that whole situation, you will not take it just like that, because you are a badass being. You're full of life, full of love and possibilities. But when it concerns your emotions, you are being very careful on this situation. And the reason you are being careful, Aries, it's because you don't want to get hurt again. That's why you are being the badass. Okay, so you are kind of maintaining that distance from that situation where somebody is probably trying to make up for whatever happened between you and somebody in the past, and they're like, okay, come on, let's be friends again, let's go out, let's party, let's celebrate, come over to my place, or I'll come over to your place. You'll be like, no. First, explain what happened here. Explain that whole situation to me. And if it suits my logic, that's when I will think and do what I have to do. But I'm not going to allow emotions to reach my logic before I take a decision on this situation here. So I'm going to separate my logic and my emotion before I know what I'm doing in here. Because you could have got hurt from this situation here, Aries, like I said. For some of them, you could have got hurt from somebody who possibly promised you something and left you without anything. That person could have been your soulmate, could have been your twin flame, could have been anybody, right? So you could have had this experience already in this situation. So you are like, no, this time I'm being very, very careful. Even if I take on this situation once again and accept back somebody in my life again, I will want to make sure that I'm not going to get hurt again. Right? So you are being extra, extra, extra badass. Sorry to say that. Like I said, it's not me, it's the deck, the card saying here. Okay, so you're not going to move anything until you know the complete truth. The bottom of this deck here, 7 of Cups, 4 of Swords, and the 8 of Swords. Yeah. There is a lot of confusion in your mind about this situation. You're still looking for an answer about this situation. You're still wanting to know something, why I have been the selected one to have got hurt emotionally. What did I do wrong? What have I done wrong? Where did I go wrong? What was the reason? It's like finding a closure, because you see what happens to people most of the time is when you are in a situation and suppose that situation has ended or somebody has ended that situation for you, you haven't found a closure. You really haven't found a closure. So you keep on and on and on moving around that confused area of your life, looking for answers to that closure, because you still don't know what happened here. You really don't know. Right? So you every time you think about it, you're like, what did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong? What was my fault? Why did somebody behave like that with me? It's that kind of thinking. You're trying to heal, but the healing is not being completed because you're not getting a closure. And the reason you're not getting a closure is because of the 8 of Swords, because your mind is very, very confused at this point. You're a very confused person with the 8 of Swords. You're not talking about it. You're not communicating about it. But you're very confused internally. You're not getting an answer to your question. What did I do wrong is your question, Aries. But you're not finding that answer. You're not finding that answer here because of this situation. So that is the reason that this situation has been going around for quite some time. For quite some time. This is showing up here, but it's been going on for quite some time. When you're trying to look for some kind of an answer to this situation, but all you're getting is dead silence. Even in yourself. You're not being able to think clearly because there is a lot of emotional confusion when you're feeling very, very sad in yourself. In yourself. It's like having that smoke screen and the mirror image. You're not sure, you cannot see through that smoke screen. So all you're looking at is very clouded. Very, very clouded. And the mind is reacting to that cloudiness. Your logical part is reacting to that cloudiness as well. You're not being able to get a clarity of this situation here. And that is where you're waiting for that clarity. And when that clarity happens, when that situation turns in your favor, that's when you will pick up the sword and ask for this clarity that you still haven't received. Right? So you will be very blunt and straight to the point, is what I'm getting. Because you're going through this for a long time where you have been like, what did I do wrong? What has happened here? Where did I go wrong? All these questions, it has got no answer. You still haven't. So when the situation is changing, because the wheel is here, right? Something is changing in here, and that's when you will be benefited with that favor from the universe to pick up your sword and ask for this clarity. And you could be really very, very blunt about the whole situation here, Aries. You will call a spade, basically, right? So then you have the 2 of Swords, the 9 of Cups, and the Page of Swords. See? You already know. You have been waiting for a long time, guys, for an answer to this wish fulfillment. Do I get this or do I not get this? I'm still waiting. Because somebody over here has been undecided in regards to this situation. This person, and what I'm getting is, this is somebody in your life has not been able to take a decision of whether they can give you this wish fulfillment card. They are undecided about the whole situation in your case, Aries. They're going back and forth. They are pretending everything is okay, but internally they are thinking about this wish card. Oh, if only I had this. But they are pretending on the surface, they are like, oh, no, I'm okay. I have all my wishes fulfilled. I'm perfectly fine. And that is where the Page of Swords, somebody is observing this situation, and this could be you as well, Aries. You are in observation of what's happening here. You also could be the person who is observing this situation that has been going on in your life when you still haven't received an answer. But it's also a delay that has been caused in your case with regards to some kind of communication that you have been waiting for. That communication hasn't happened, Aries. And that is the communication you're waiting for. You are in observation as to when you would get the chance to find out the truth for yourself, to know the truth for yourself. Okay, so this is all about this situation here at this point in time, but the situation will change as soon as the pattern moves, as soon as the wheel moves, and the wheel will move, definitely will move, because you got the wheel. You start off the reading with the wheel will move, but it's only a matter of time, is what I'm getting, when you will receive your answer to this situation, Aries. I'm just going to clarify the wheel, guys. I want to see what the wheel is talking about here, because you got two major, the wheel and the Lovers. So there is some change in a significant relationship that is bound to happen in your case, Aries. When you'll be the Queen of Swords, you'll be like boom, boom, boom. Right? You will be very straightforward, honest, and blunt about the whole situation before you accept any kind of apology or anything from anyone in your life. Okay? Let's look at the wheel here. Please talk to me about the wheel here, please. Because emotionally you have been very badly hurt. right? And you're finding it a challenge to move forward emotionally in a situation here. Oh, wow, hold on, guys. There are too many cards that came flying out. We'll see them. The Ten of Cups, yeah. The Ten of Cups, the Four of Swords, and the Ace of Coins. Okay, so with the Wheel, there is a new seed that's being planted at this point in time. A fresh new seed is being planted in your life, in the tangible world, guys, in the tangible world with the Star card. So this is Jupiter in Aquarius. And Jupiter in Aquarius is in the retrograde. It's very close to the Earth right now. So that could be the influence of this wheel that is catching up in your case, Aries. In your case, when I talk about the retrograde, I'm talking about the planet further away from the sun and close to the earth. So whatever that planetary influence of this Aquarius is, or Jupiter in Aquarius is, you will feel that impact in your life more than what you have felt before. Right? And this also means that you will see some kind of hope, faith, and purpose spring back into life in this relationship issue. There will be something that springs back into life all of a sudden. And to me, it looks like this is happening by providence, not being manifested by you or somebody in your life. It's providence working in your favor towards this change of your destiny, right? So there is a new situation that is being planted by somebody in your life who wants to have the Ten of Cups with you, Aries. They want to have that happily ever after situation with you. And that is where they are planting a new seed of thought. They are planting that seed at this point in time because of this situation where somebody could be healing as well. And as they heal, as they recover, they are putting that new seed in the tangible world, which is leading them towards their final goal or destination, to live happily ever after with you or you with them, whatever that situation could be. So this hope, faith, and purpose will spring back to life all of a sudden, and you will see this happen around this portion. It's only because of Jupiter who brings abundance back into your life. Right? Jupiter and the wheel both are talking about abundance, bringing back abundance back into your life in a relationship or with a relationship that either you were attached to it and you had parted ways, or that relationship that had kind of fizzled out, had no meaning in your life for a long time, is suddenly springing back into life for you, Aries. Okay, so that is the situation that you will now take control of. Yeah, the Fool card. See, there is a new beginning here. With the Fool card, it's talking about a fresh new start in a situation in your case, in here, Aries. A fresh new start. But before that fresh new start happens, Aries, yeah, see, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the Fool card. That's your energy, Aries. Your love, you have a lot of unconditional love. You're also the Queen of Cups. You lot of unconditional love that is coming up on the surface for you to restart a fresh journey, and you will take the leap towards that situation. But after you know the truth, that's when you will show your emotion. That's when you will show your passion. That's when you will show your emotion. But before you do that, you will show yourself up as the Queen of Swords. right? So your role is going to change, your energy will change. You will still be the same person, but it is your energy that is going to go through this frequency of change around this portion in time. Man or woman, doesn't matter. Okay, so enjoy this reading, guys. Until I see you once again, till then, goodbye. God bless, Khuda Hafiz, and Namaste.